Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 924 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today is part one of a three-part series of a concept I developed, around 1996 called the Three Prong Attack on a seven-figure income. These are the three things that after all the students I've had, we're having trouble with, so I boiled it down to three major categories of things you need to work on to have a successful online business. Or even if you're not doing an online business so much, but a successful website. Okay, so this is going to be part one of that. Now, I hope you didn't miss episode 923. That was employees versus contractors. Make sure you don't get in trouble and owe the government a bunch of money. So that keeps you out of trouble there. Make sure you pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free and check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Okay, I developed this concept, like I said, I believe it was around 1996, called the Three Prong Attack to a seven-figure income. And it was to simplify the myriad of things that need to be done to have a good website, be able to sell stuff online, to be able to promote your products, to be able to create new products, things like that. So this is prong one. I'll give you all three prongs. Prong one is your website and shopping cart system. Prong two is your database, which used to be just email, but now it includes your social media. And prong three is product developments. And back in the day, it was a lot of physical products, but now mostly digital products because they're less risky. All right, so today we're going to talk about websites. Now, this is going to be kind of a resource for you to a bunch of other episodes that I have that cover all these aspects more in depth. There's loads of them, and they'll be in the show notes. I'm going to read them off so that they're on the recording here. But, I highly encourage you to go to these other episodes, go to the show notes. They'll be listed there. And then look through the list and say, I need to know about readability on my website, or link bait, or how to get return visits, or what's the pros and cons of pop-up boxes, and a bunch of other stuff. So the first thing I'm going to refer to is there's an article, and there'll be a link to that in the show notes on Antion.com on the top 15 mistakes people make on their websites. So I'll just go over them real quick without going in depth on them, because you can always go to that article and read the details. But here they are. And then I'm going to give you a bunch of other episodes to listen to that go into depth on all these topics, or most of the topics. All right, so the top 15 mistakes. No plan or purpose for the website. Too many topics. You should concentrate on one thing. No instant recognition. Let me go to the last one. I always got to give you extra details. Yeah, too many topics doesn't mean you can't have varied product lines. It just means that if you're into leadership and customer service and you sell Bibles, those are three different big things that should have separate websites. Okay, no instant recognition. People should be able to know what your site's about instantly when they hit the homepage. Form over function. This is where people make their site look gorgeous, but it's very unusable. And I'll refer you to episode 313 for usability and 312 for readability. Okay. Anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to the screwthecommute.com / and then the episode number. That was 313 was usability, 312 was readability. Okay, too much navigation, too many places for people to click, and they just get overwhelmed. So we go over that. That would be under usability. No obvious opt-in form. That helps build your database, and that would be part of prong two, actually, but that's still a mistake on your website. Not including your social media. And get off the social media that's defunct. I still see Google Plus things on people's websites, and that went out a couple years ago. But if you do have your social media, make sure if they click on it, it goes to your social media, and it's impressive when they get there, because if you haven't posted anything, then you should take it off your website, the link to it. Disappointment. This is, before that, broken links. It screams non-professional when links don't go anywhere. So that's one thing. But disappointment is when you tell people to click on a link that's supposed to go X and it goes to Y or Z or somewhere else. You're disappointing them and they won't trust you anymore. Poor sales copy. You got to do sales copy to get people to do what you want. I mean, you can't just give all the features and how great you are. No, you have to get benefits to them, and that's my copywriting course, copywriting901.com. Slow loading. Google came out and said a couple years ago, if your site doesn't load fast, you'll never see the light of day in our results. So you got to make sure it's not full of bloated code and all this kind of stuff. Poor quality videos, and they're hosted on YouTube. So poor quality videos are bad enough, but if you host them on YouTube and just display them on your site, YouTube always makes it easy to go back to YouTube to watch some dumb cat video. So you host the videos on like Amazon S3 or some big hosting service and then display them on your website. Overpaying for services. This is when you don't know what you're doing and you just depend on these web designers, which could have been an out-of-work graphic artist yesterday, and they don't really know they can make it look pretty, but they don't know the intricacies of making a website that sells. So don't do that. That was, I think, 14 of them. And the 15th one, I ain't going to tell you. How about that? You have to listen to episode 1 of this podcast from, 5 years ago. It's still the biggest mistake people make on their website. So go to episode 1, screwthecommute.com, and then the numeral /1. Okay, so I'm going to, that's for website stuff. Now your shopping cart system, and I've got a bunch of places you can go to listen to the depths of this, but you wanted to, I said shopping cart system, right? And remember, we're in prong 1. Prong 2, next episode is going to be database. Prong 3 after that's products. So we're still in prong 1, website and shopping cart. But I called it a system because you need it all combined. And what happened to me years ago was that people would sell me a shopping cart, and then they'd sell me these other things to go with the shopping cart from a different company. But then when it didn't work, they'd each blame each other. So it's good to have an integrated system that does upsells for you, get more money out of the same customer, gives autoresponders, broadcast email, split testing. That's how you get rich, is to test stuff against each other. Coupons, and there's like 30 different things that shopping carts should have. And I have episodes on that. And so I'll start giving you the episodes on the shopping carts right now. It's 856. It's called Shopping Cart Sell Through. That's how you get people to buy one thing and then offer them other things. It's all technically a fancy upsell. Number 530 is shopping cart abandonment. That's the worst thing. People get in there and they just never finish the sale. Episode 519 was Ask Me Questions about shopping carts. And then also 283 and absolutely episode 10 is about, all the stuff shopping carts should do. So those will all be in the show notes. Now, for the website stuff, I got loads and loads of stuff. 815 is more in-depth on the top 15 mistakes I just read to you from Antion.com. Readability, I told you, is 312. Usability is 313. Link bait is 311. Now, link bait sounds bad, like clickbait, but no, link bait is a good thing for you. 311. And if you were going to do one thing to work on your website search engine optimization, that would be it, episode 311. Now, I'm not a big fan of SEO anymore other than the basics, so that you don't waste a lot of money and waste 6 months trying to get somewhere, and then you waste your money. 316 is an important one called return visits, how to get people to come back to your site. 328 is on pop-up boxes. Whether you like them or not, they work, okay? 352 is membership sites, so you get a recurring income. 433 was how to get your website hacked, or the opposite is how to not get hacked. 481 is how to develop a website. How do you get started thinking about a website? And 502 was title tags, one of the most important things ever on a website. And there's more of them out there, but if you really like this kind of stuff, go to screwthecommute.com/training, and it's all our training episodes, nearly 500 of them. And it's $1 million worth of training for you for free. So that's it. This was prong 1. Next episode will be prong 2 about your database. But if you did all the stuff in these 3 prongs, you would absolutely be able to quit your job, make a lot of money online, and do things correctly at a very low cost, very low risk. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and I'll catch you on prong 2, the database.